All right, welcome back everybody. I'm sorry it's taking me so long to make this Luna video. After what felt like an eternity of farming for this silly little mod, Noise Surge, I finally got it. And I'm super disappointed. I would have got the video out a little bit sooner after I got the module, but I wanted to make sure I understood the module and everything was working. And unfortunately, this mod is terrible. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is gonna be a quick video. There's not much to really discuss about this build and everything. I'm just gonna jump into it. So originally, before, I thought her AoE was gonna, I'll read the mod. I thought her AoE on this mod, when she pops her ability, when using skill, deals damage to nearby enemies but doesn't buff allies. Grants a stackable buff to Luna that is enhanced with each stack. Right, okay. So initially, I thought what this was going to do was a little AoE ring around her when you aren't using Noise Surge. I'll save the ability, and we'll just reset here, and we'll showcase this. So I thought when I do this, oh, I guess you don't see the ring right now for whatever reason. Here we go. When you see this ring around me, I was hoping this ring would do damage to enemies, right? For as long as the skill's active. It makes sense, right? If you ever played Warframe, it's similar to Octavia. You would think that would have did damage. But no, that's not what this mod is saying. It's not what this mod is doing at all. So, alright, let's put the module back on, Noise Surge. And let me show you how bad this mod really is. So, this mod is literally when you use a skill. So, when I pop my ability, I switch to her pistol. You want to use her actual, like, V, Y, all the stuff. So I actually have to constantly keep clicking the skill in order for the skill to do the attack that I want it to do. Right? That is terrible for multiple reasons. One, if you're on controller, it's going to be the most awkward thing ever to do. If you're on keyboard and mouse, it might be a little bit better, but it still isn't as good. And the damage numbers on it, as you can see, I stacked as many damage mods as possible onto Luna, right? To try to amplify how much damage she was gonna do off it, to try to see if she could at least hit harder than Bunny, right? She's not gonna hit harder than Bunny. She's just not. She isn't. And I know what you're probably thinking. You're probably like, Render, obviously, she's a support character. Why would she do it? Well, it's because they gave us the option for a DPS build, and I'm getting rid of all of her support capabilities to buff her DPS aspect, right? To make her a damage dealer. However, the damage is weak, too weak. The AoE is not fun at all. I don't know who's gonna have fun constantly trying to pop those skills non-stop in the middle of combat, especially if you want to try to take her to a Colossus fight. It's bad enough that her gun doesn't get any buffs from any modules from like her other weapons that she has. This is like turned into a rant video, but yeah, like, it is not good, man. I was really looking forward to this, and I'm so upset that I spent all this time grinding and building to get this disappointment of a module. Now, I'll break down the thought process behind the whole build. So, for this build, I was using Secret Garden. Why am I using Secret Garden on Luna? Well, one, it doesn't matter what weapon she's using at all, but so I decided just to go for a weapon that at least give me some kind of utility, right? And because I'm going for a DPS build and I'm using Noise Surge doesn't grant buffs to allies, meaning I can't use weapons like the Divine Punishment or anything like that to increase my defense or anything like that. So I was looking for all the best options, and I came up with Secret Garden because at least when you pop her one ability, right? When you pull out the pistol, you have a chance to get some, or not some, but sorry guys, correction. I actually meant to say that when you pop her tech ability, you actually get a 30% chance to get an increase to skill power, firearm attack, and everything like that. I was mainly using Secret Garden for the skill power increase of 5%. That's why I was using it. I apologize. I did not mean to mislead anyone with the whole custom resources thing. I don't know where that tangent came from. I'm just too busy just ranting. Back to the video. If you were to run this with another set, another component set, which I'm not running at this moment or whatever, you have a chance to just get something back, or the module. So the module, like Potent Collector, I think, like, it was just one of those kind of things where it was like, I just want to get the bar as fast as possible, right? It's It's not helping you. I'll be honest. It doesn't matter what weapon you use. There just isn't a good weapon for Luna as of right now, right? Other than probably the Divine Punishment or whatever you're looking for like buffing people. You can use Blue Beetle if you want to, I think, right? Let me check. Yeah, you can use Blue Beetle if you wanted to. She is singular, just like Bunny, so you could do that. But other than that, no. For my reactor, though, we are running the Secret Garden mounting. I have additional skill attack when attacking Colossus and tech skill power boost ratio. The reason why I have tech skill power boost ratio is so I can boost the damage of her pistol, right? Of her gun, because it is a tech-based weapon, so I wanted to up its overall base damage. So when it gets the multipliers from like the crit damage and all that, it's good stuff. It's juicy, right? And then I have additional skill attack when attacking Colossus because I wanted to make it shrunk in boss fights when I'm using Void Intercept. If I'm going to have my pistol out the whole time and not be able to use any other weapon on Luna, because again, if you haven't watched my other video talking about Luna, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, if you didn't know this, when Luna pops her abilities, so when I pop my ability, say like my fourth, for example. Oh, actually, probably horrible. Here, I'll show you a better example. I'm sorry. I'm doing this like all just in one recording because I'm how upset I am about this whole ordeal. So when I pop my ability, as you can see, I have a full bar. We'll say we'll pop Y or whatever. Oh, guys. I'm folding right now. I'm selling you guys on YouTube. I am so sorry, YouTube. Forgive me. I'm selling you. My bad. I'm used to building up the bar myself. I'm doing the wrong thing. When I pop my ability like this, use your brain, Dre. Okay. And then I deactivate my ability, right? For whatever reason, look, she loses her stacks. That is what I was trying to showcase. I am so sorry I kept popping my ability like a dodo brain. I was just listen, you don't understand how frustrated I've been. Like, I've been working super hard for this video, like, with massive anticipation, and I am let down. So, anyways, yeah, so when Luna switches out of her weapon, lose all your stacks. And in order for Luna to actually do most of her buffs and stuff like that, you're going to want stacks. So with that being said, you're going to want a full bar at all times. So say like your teammates are ready to DPS the Colossus, you're like, oh, okay, here we go. I'll pop my B button now, or my second ability. Now everyone has like their increased damage. Oh, this is so good, you know? But you can't do that with Luna. You're forced to just always use the weapon. So that's why I wanted the additional skill attack when attacking Colossus. So that way I'm at least still helping my teammate do damage if they're not, you know, already super crazy built characters. And then going into my component set, I'm running the Slayer component set. The reason why I chose Slayer component set, ignoring the general rounds capacity and ignoring the rounds per magazine, I went for the skill cost and the skill power, right? And then obviously it says something like when defeating enemies inflicted with Toad, recovers MP and specialized resource 12.2% at a 17% chance. So it's mainly the skill power, and then I'm not sure what Toad is, but I decided, you know, if whatever that status effect is, right, like I'll most likely get some custom resources back when doing some overworld mobbing or whatever the case may be, right? So that was my mentality with it. I just merely wanted the skill power increase, I'll be honest. So that was that. And then going into my descendant modules, we're running non-attribute Sensitium because I wanted the extra attack to the non-attribute, since all she's doing is non-attribute damage, right? So this buffs pretty much all of my skills regardless across the board, including her pistol, which is the main thing we want to amplify. And then obviously it gives you critical hit resistance, making it so where enemies or, you know, bosses don't do as much damage to me. It gives you some form of tankiness if needed, which is really nice. And then we got power increase on for skill power because I was just really trying to just buff up as much damage as possible on this girl because, you know, why the frick not, right? You're probably wondering what this build is. I was doing some testing around at one point. I think I switched some things up. So ignore this. One of the things I was doing at one point to test some damage, I was hitting like 444k damage a shot on level 100 enemies. So we'll talk about that some other time, or maybe if I get to it. And then we got front lines on. Front lines for skill critical hit damage, because we just want to up her damage, obviously. And obviously skill critical hit rate. And then we have skill extension. The reason why I had skill extension on was because I wanted it to affect the duration of this. But guess what, guys? It doesn't. So, peep game, right? This is another thing that's very frustrating, right? So I'm going to put Noise Surge back on. I want to showcase why this is super frustrating with DPS Luna. This is very aggravating. So, look at the duration. Forte skill power modifier increases 1%. Duration is 14.5 seconds, whatever the case may be. Yada, 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 yada. Now, guess what? That's not her AoE. It's not her AoE. That's a whole nother buff that she gets, right? Now, let's talk about this. So let's do this. Let's pop this in, and I'm gonna showcase to you what I wanted to change. So you know when she does this animation, oop, she just didn't want to do her animation. Maybe there we go. So this animation right here, that's doing damage to enemies, not affected by duration. That's not affected by duration. If that doesn't frustrate you, I don't know what will, because that frustrates me, right? It's like the one opportunity I thought I had at making like an actual like AoE, just doing something similar to like a bunny without having to rely on a bunny, right, is just gone. I still have to just go back to play bunny, and that's the part that like infuriates me, right? So if you were thinking that you were going to use Luna like how I was thinking I was going to use Luna, well, think otherwise, and I'm sorry to tell you that. You're just going to have to go back in the closet and pull out that bunny and just say, all right, bunny, you're coming out the closet or off the shelf, whatever you want to go with, because that sounds bad. But you're coming back. Because I put bunny in the closet, bro. I was like, you know, I'm not using bunny. And it's no disrespect to bunny. I love bunny. This video isn't going to be ranting about bunny. It's just, I just want to just use other characters in the open world. I don't like feeling forced to like use bunny in the open world. A lot of characters feel like, you know, their AoE is just like whatever. But anyways, that's not the point. So I left you with the open slot, because the open slot, I was messing around with some modules and stuff like that, and I was using, in the beginning, I was using Technique Manual. Technique Manual is a really good skill module if you're going for DPS. You just want a little extra damage on a gun, because it actually will do 46% of your own HP as additional attack when it's fully maxed out. So this isn't a bad module to use on Luna, where some people might look at it and be like, that's kind of bad. It's actually pretty good. The damage on it's pretty nice. Let me see if I can squeeze it on right now. I cannot squeeze it on. I am unfortunately running out of space here. I would love to showcase to you how much damage it does. But then I'm also going to be sacrificing the damage mod. So I'm looking for something to take off that won't sacrifice too much damage. Right? Because obviously the 86.8% is going to be needed for the damage of it. So it's just kind of weird. I'm in a weird spot right now. Here, you know what? We'll just take this mod off because it sucks anyways. We'll just take that mod off. Screw it. We'll put Technique Manual on, and I just want to show you the numbers. It's not super bad on Luna. It is an option, you know. Not bad. Not bad damage. I saw like a little 2K down there or whatever, but it's a little extra damage. It's really good when you're like out in the open world and stuff, and it can crit or whatever, but that's beside the point. So you can use Technique Mania if you want more consistent damage to one-shot things a little bit easier with their pistol in the open world. Another one you could use for Luna, again, would probably have been like Potent Collector, so you can get those buffs faster if you decide you want to get up there and everything. I was gonna make a support Luna build. My friend unfortunately sleep. I was gonna showcase her build because her build's a better build since she was building mainly for support and I was building for DPS. So hopefully whenever she wakes up, I can talk to her and ask her if she's okay with showcasing her build and stuff like that. And if so, I'll get her support build out there. But as far as Luna goes, man, I'm sorry this video was actually longer than I wanted to be. And I'm also sorry it took me so long to get this video out here. And I'm sorry if I disappointed you with this video. If you have any questions, definitely post in the comments. I'm curious what you think. maybe you might understand how to make the DPS on this even better than me, right? Like, you might find it something about this kit that I'm just not understanding. But I just think overall, the gameplay loop behind Noise Surge is terrible. And just not a viable option. Like, if you want my honest opinion, don't even bother trying to attempt to copy my build unless you're psycho and you want to challenge, right? I do think Luna right now is probably just better as just a support unit. Her damage numbers as a support is pretty much on par with her DPS. So I don't know what Nexon was thinking when they decided to just like tell us like we can just full funnel to DPS. Again, I could just be an idiot, right? I'll admit that to you guys right now on YouTube. I could just be an idiot and just not understand how this DPS build is breaking down, right? Like with her module. Like getting all the extra stacks and stuff like that. Maybe I'm just too upset and I'm just not reading things properly, but it's just constantly popping the skill abilities to try to get some damage, and then you use her fourth ability or any of the abilities so you can, go crazy. The damage numbers on it to me were just never satisfying, right? They're just not satisfactory enough. They're very low end damage numbers compared to the rest of the descendants out there. And then for anyone that thinks otherwise, it's just like you can get way more from other characters for far less, and that's the part that sucks. As far as gameplay loop goes, you're locking yourself into a playstyle to me that just feels so niche and underwhelming, and very difficult to do non-stop consistently in the midst of everything, that you'll just be giving yourself a headache or just infuriating people, especially if you're going for a selfish build like a DPS build. So in conclusion, again, I just don't think this is a viable option, right? I would just say just focus on keeping her strictly in the support. If you want to get more damage on her from the support standpoint, she does scale off mana, so you want to make sure you get all of your mana mods in there, as well as if you can get some damage mods in, get some damage mods in. But definitely if you want to go support, you could just slap on things like Passionate Sponsor and all of that stuff. That would make it really great for you. You could probably even do things like Dangerous Ambush if you really wanted to, so whenever the Colossus isn't focusing you, or things like that, when you're in Void Intercept battles helping people out, you could still do more damage, which would be kind of nice. So you could do some good numbers with Luna. Well, I should say good numbers, decent numbers, because me hitting 400k, however much or whatever, in this ring, you gotta remember, for anyone who doesn't know, the numbers look impressive here inside the training room, but Colossus have way more defense than these enemies, and they are also higher level. So with that being said, I'm not actually going to be hitting like 100, 300k or anything like that against the Colossus. I'm going to be hitting around like, 70k, 80k, something like that, to be mindful of the actual damage numbers you can expect. But that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. If you understand this better than me, please let me know. And if you don't know, if you're also new to my channel or you're just a returning subscriber, August, is it 16th? This Sunday from wherever this video is posted, we are doing a giveaway over on Twitch. Where you can find me live usually every single day, streaming the First Descendant and some other wacky games. I'll be doing a giveaway. I'm selecting 3 winners. First place winner will get $50. Second and third place will get $25 respectfully. So I hope to see you guys then. Catch you in the next video. Peace out. PS or shout out, whatever. Next build is Jaber. We're working on Jaber next. So hope you're ready for that one.